Now, Delhi woke up with a blanket of toxic smog just a day after Diwali. The air quality has now plunged into the very poor category. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, the city is now recording an alarming AQI. The AQI was almost 335. Despite all the restrictions, there were widespread bursting of firecrackers, and that's the reason why we are seeing a sharp spike in the pollution levels across Delhi NCR region. Now, what we have seen, severe noise pollution also, and this is what is choking the national capital. The Delhi government, in fact, already had enforced GRAB 2, but the worsening of the condition is still continuing. The air quality remains under severe stress. Authorities, in fact, are now advising people to stay indoors and to avoid outdoor activities to protect themselves from the toxic air.
Experts were continuously speaking that there is years of hard work by the policy makers and more so by those who created campaigns to create awareness around firecrackers as to how we need to reduce such festivities. While our belief, our faith is in place, we have a tradition of bursting firecrackers, but there was a lot of awareness as well over the years which had generated. When this ban on the blanket ban on the firecrackers was removed, what we saw is the market was flooded with all sorts of crackers. You know, everybody was speaking about this, the fear that while you have allowed the green crackers, this is opening of the floodgates that the government agencies will not be able to handle, and that's what has happened. We have seen in all the neighborhoods that you live around in NCR. Why blame only the Delhi authorities? You know, you have Haryana, you have Uttar Pradesh. So because of that, the numbers are speaking. And even if you're not looking at the AQI monitors, you can feel the difficulty in breathing that people have gone through through the entire night.
My colleague Ashutosh Mishra is now joining me on the story. Ashutosh, what we are looking at, the dipping of the AQI. In fact, AQI has breached the 400 mark in certain areas. This means only one thing, Ashutosh. The air that we are breathing is now poisonous.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's literally a gas chamber. I remember this year, despite the slowest and the lowest number of, the residue burning in the neighboring state, this has peaked, and all the climatologists have been predicting that largely because of the primary factors, which are the vehicular emission, which are the dust particles in Delhi and NCR, because clearly those were ignored. The vehicle emissions we have seen past last week, hours of traffic jam all over. But what has worst is the meteorological factor. Because of the dipping in the temperature, all these material, the PM 2.5, PM 10 remains suspended. I'm here in Connaught Place, and all I see right around me is literally a thick layer of haze, and it's all purely smog. And remember, even unless there is some western disturbance approaches, as we know, there is one low pressure, the active withdrawal of monsoon is quite active, which is likely to bring some relief for the people of Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Odisha. Even by late evening, in the second half, there is wind speed expected in Himachal, in Uttarakhand, and other parts of Jammu and Kashmir. Whether the disturbance will disrupt this area of the pattern, largely the satellite images are also predicting that residue burning is also now taking place in Lahore, in Pakistan, province of Punjab, and other Pakistani paddy fields. So clearly, if the northwest wind speeds further takes towards the eastern side, clearly it will add worst to already worsening scenarios. Already we are seeing a low visibility even on the other side all around the Connaught Place area, the VVIP Litins Delhi. But this is not again a Delhi phenomenon. This is not only a NCR phenomena. Even beyond NCR, if you see, the AQI is literally dipping from Meerut to other parts of Sonipat, Haryana. And of course, largely the cracker burning that took place yesterday. Even before the celebration, the AQI was in Anand Vihar, it was noted around 400. So this was somewhere between 300 to 400. So already it was in a very poor category. Last night it reached to severe. So meteorological factors are also adding boost to it. And unless there is some, the nature be very kind, unless there is a high wind speed or a rain that take place. We also know that the Delhi government had promised to carry on, the rain, artificial rain. But that could be one phenomena subjective to impact, and it is need to be tested. However, unless it is an pan-NCR or a pan-North India efforts are taken jointly by all the NCR states along with the centre, Clearly, this will all remain a phenomenon that we're witnessing every year almost. And ultimately, when it comes to fixing the responsibility, all we are only the blame game. The governments blame other states, one state blames another, and people also blame everything else. But largely, it comes to responsibility. I mean, we all have been part of the celebration. We have seen the kind of crackers burning. Of course, it was tradition, festival, permitted even by the Supreme Court. But as far as violations are concerned, that were quite a brutal. Personally, I'll tell you, I did not find a single place where the green cracker, something called, even existed. Even I got something for my own family members. It was not the green cracker. So clearly, it was a violation. People enjoyed, celebrated, and now we see this morning with the high AQI.